Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Pam, and for those of you that has been continuously watching my videos, thank you. So as you can see from the thumbnail, you guys, welcome to the fall 2022 houseplant tour. It may be a lengthy one, you guys, so if you really are into watching houseplant tours, get something nice to cool to drink and a nice snack, and I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome. This is where my whole plant journey started. In my bedroom, where I think of great thoughts and great content just for you guys. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here, you guys, with my and I'm gonna try my best to remember the names of all these plants, so bear with me if I get a name or two wrong, but this is my neon pothos. And if you've been watching my videos for some time, I was talking to you guys as far as my vision with this trellis. My goal is to get this beautiful specimen to reach across to match the heartleaf philodendron. If you look at here, it kind of like give you a little bit of idea of what I'm going for. And I can't wait for this plant to really take off and emerge itself over to the other side. I do know that this plant is a slow grower. I've had it less than a year now, so I'm giving it about another year, and hopefully it really will take off and it'll provide me with that vision that I have for the nice wall art. As you guys saw over there, this is one of my OG plants. I've showed you to this on an earlier video. My heartleaf philodendron, that plant started off with just 3 leaves. Up here, you guys, I have my Hoya pubicalyx, and I made this trellis and I put it up here because the tendrils was just reaching out, and considering this is my side of the bed, I got tired of getting poked in the eye with it, so I wound up winding it up, and I think it looks pretty good like this. Right here, and bear with me, I don't know how the lighting is going to look, you guys, because it's a very cloudy day, but bear with me. Right here, this is my Peperomia scandens. And I really love the way that it's looking. It's reaching out. It looks wild and funky. And it's really giving me that jungly vibe that I'm after. So I wouldn't change a thing about this plant. Now I do know one thing, because it's growing so wild, if I ever decided to take it off of this hanger, I probably will never put it back up, because I mess around and damage a couple of leaves here and there. Now over here is my beautiful silver blue, Cebu blue, silver blue, Cebu blue pothos. I had one trail of it that was hanging all the way down. So what I did is I kind of wrapped it around the top here, and I pinned it down to make it fuller at the top. And hopefully by next growing season, it'll really start hanging and trailing along like I anticipated to be. But just look at the beautiful hue of that beautiful bluish silvery hue. I just love this plant. So glad I have this part of my collection. Over here, you guys, is my Peperomia prostrata. The what is this, the turtle backs or string of turtles, turtle backs. I had this in my sunroom, and if you look at these leaves right here at the top, it was starting to get very chlorotic. It was getting a little bit too much sun, so I kind of put it in here in hopes that the leaves will get darker. I had it in here for a few weeks now, and it hasn't really like dropped any leaves or anything, so I'm just going to keep a watchful eye on it, and hopefully it'll like this new home that I provided. Over here, you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we even go up here, forgot about these babies down here. This one, I don't know which type of cactus it is, but this is one of the ones that I actually had outside on my front porch. And since the weather is changing, I had to bring it in. And I just have it sitting here. I like it because of the structure of it. If you guys know exactly what type, I'm not really into the names when it comes to the cacti, but if you know what type it is, please comment below and share. Over here, I have my little ZZ Zenzi, the draw form of the ZZ Raven, and I really love it. And I got it in this pot, you guys, that I kind of made. Just coming up with some creative ideas of a good way to decorate just a nursery pot. Anyway, sitting right here getting some light. It's happy. Over here, you guys, gotta show you this real quick. This is my terrarium. If you guys watch my terrarium workshop, you see I need to spray it. My heartleaf, what is this, heartleaf fern is not really liking it too much in there. I just got to keep it really moist. But as you can see, the leaves are shriveled up, so that's letting me know that I need to give it a good spritz, and I will do that when this video is done. Over here, you guys, I had to put a Scindapsus sterling silver Scindapsus because my what was it? It was my asparagus fern did not make it in here, so I just put another one in there, different plant, and just see how it goes. But I still like it. I got it sitting here in front of my window here in my bedroom, and I just love waking up in the morning and taking a look at this beautiful scene. Up at the top, you guys, this is one of my very beautiful favorite Hoyas right here. This is the Hoya Chelsea, and it's not trailing long yet, but I am loving these leaves, you guys. Look at that. Look how shiny it is. And I mean, it did give me this part, this growing season, and a little bit leaves right here. These are the newest leaves. You can always tell those new leaves because they're a little soft and they're a little bit more shinier than the other leaves, if you see the comparison between the two. I love it though. Over here, you guys, I have my sterling silver Scindapsus Moonlight, and I had one stem that was trailing long, and I decided to cut it, and I propagated it. But I love it. It's not growing as fast, but it is growing some, and I really love this plant. I really don't have any complaints at all. Okay, I'm gonna go down a little bit. Right here, you guys, is where I keep my beautiful Philodendron gold caulking. As you can see right here, I'm not getting a whole lot of light on this side because I have like an awning and it's like facing my front porch. So it's not getting that bright direct light, but it is getting some indirect light. And because of that, you see a lot of new growth right here, growth patterns. I think I showed you guys this plant on an earlier video that I did. This plant right here on my moss pole, I'll try to turn it around. This one has not been doing no kind of growth for me whatsoever, and this is my Burrow Marks Fantasy. So far, the only leaf that I was able to get was just this leaf right here. And it has some kind of new growth, I guess, trying to come out, but then it got stuck, I think, so I don't know. I didn't know whether or not if this plant needed bright light. I do know from when I had it in a brighter light situation, the leaves started getting a little bit too light. So that was the reason why I kind of brought it in this room. So that it can get some light, but not as bright. I'm not sure exactly what is going on with the plant. It's still beautiful nonetheless. It just hasn't really been growing much for me. Now over here, you guys, you know, I want a peaceful vibe whenever I sit here and start working. And so I have some of my peace lilies right here. And this one right here is my domino peace lily. This thing has been blooming for me numerous of times throughout the growing season, and to my surprise, you guys, I already have another bloom coming out. It's very happy. I like the way the leaves look shrivelly like, and it kind of looks like remind me of spinach a little bit, but look at that variegation and the speckling of the leaves. You really can't beat it. So this is just the icing on the cake for me to actually get it to bloom. This one right here is another one of my OG plants, you guys. It's just my regular peace lily, which I do love. Now, crazy enough, it does give me a lot of new growth that you see right here, but for some reason, out of all my peace lilies, this is the only one that I haven't been able to get to bloom yet. I'm not quite sure, but it's okay because I really love the foliage. Yeah, it's a little wet spot right there. I really love the foliage, and I love the way the leaves are nice and shiny. Very beautiful and elegant plant. Now over here is one of my Philodendron micans, you guys. You just can't go wrong with this plant. Look how full it is up at the top, and the shimmeriness of the leaves, very beautiful. I love it. And then that back, there we go with that copper tone backing, so beautiful. And it loves being here. It trails down. I just gave it a drink not too long ago. This is a clear indicator, guys, of when this plant needs some water. When the leaves start curling up like this, it's time to give it a drink. And I did give it a drink not too long ago. So I just have to give it some time and it'll come right back. Over here, I have my beautiful, you can't see it too much. It's not really trailing, but it is very full. This is another Hoya, my Hoya biblobata. Very beautiful specimen. When it does get enough light, I notice that the edge of the leaves will get a little bit of like darkness to it, and I really love it. Very beautiful, different type of plant. Now over here is another one of my beautiful peace lilies. This plant has also been blooming for me tremendously throughout the growing season. This is my platinum mist. This one is just giving me this new leaf here. And if you see right here, it's unfurling another leaf right here. Always been growing, and it's getting very massive, very wide. I love it. I actually had this sitting in front of the window in here, but it was getting so big I had to move it in another spot right here. So far, so good. It tends to love it. Beside this, you guys, this is just some propagations I kind of like stuck in. Stuck in this pot, and this will be the Scindapsus exotica mixed with some heartleaf philodendrons. I think it play off well with one another, and if I can get the pot to really be full, I think it's really going to be a nice centerpiece. I just got it plopped in this little vase that I found, you guys, and I got this vase at what do you want? Goodwill. I probably paid like $1.50 for this. Wasn't that a great deal? I think that was a super deal, you guys. Don't sleep on your thrift shops for any planting tools. I recommend you going there to check them out. Now up here, got a lot of crazy stuff in my little craft artwork. But right here, this is my Fernwood Sansevieria. Very beautiful. And beside it right here is my propagation of the sterling silver moonlight Scindapsus. And so far it's been taking off, you guys. Actually, it's giving me this new growth right here, and this is also a new leaf. And it's so far a couple of feet away from the window. It's still growing, so I'm excited about that. Down below is one of my beauties. This is my Philodendron Silver Splash, I believe. But just look at that creamy variegation in there with the lime green and then that striking of the silver. Very beautiful plant. I'm so glad it's really starting to trail. And I know that by next growing season, it really is going to take off. And I probably have to eventually move it from here. I don't know. I just love all of these philodendrons, this type, the Brazil. I wish I had a Rio, but we'll see later on in the future. This right here is another propagation of my Philodendron oxypopense. If you've seen my plants in my sunroom tour, you'll see that tall plant that was reaching out to the ceiling. It's one of my cuttings that I've put in here. And, you know, I don't really want it to grow too much, so that's kind of why I have it right here. I like the way that I have it in this pot that I painted. It kind of looks funky. I'm loving the design. Okay, so before we go into the dining room, I just want to make a quick pit stop for you guys. Over here in this corner is where I have some of my plants that's in a corner in my living room. And because, you know, you guys, if you watch me, you know, my husband's main care is really in the living room. So I don't have the living room kind of like decorated the way that I want, but I do have some plants in a corner, and I just wanted to share with you quickly, guys, what I do have. So over here, I have this beautiful Scindapsus, oh, not Scindapsus, this is my Sansevieria snake plant. This is one of the ones that I had. I'm not sure which variety this is, but this is the one that I have outside on my porch, and I had to bring it in the house. But as you can see, guys, it's really tall. It's actually at my waistline at this point. So I just brought it in, but as soon as the weather breaks, I will be putting this one back outside. This plant right here is just an array of plants that I have. Not quite sure where I want to put them at yet, but I do have them underneath my Sansi light, and it tends to love it. I'm gonna start back here. This is another one of my fernwood Sansevierias. I had a big pot of this, and I kind of separated them. So that's why you may see the small one in my bedroom, and then I have one right here. Inside the pot, you guys, this is one of the plants that I've been wanting. And this is my Scindapsus dark trubii, the dark form, you guys. And it's a small specimen, but I'm so glad I have it part of my collection. It's beautiful. I can't wait. I'm just going to leave it alone, but I can't wait to actually chop this up and propagate it. And my goal is to make this a fuller pot. Let's see. Over here is my beautiful Philodendron burrow marks, the variegated version. And I mean, guys, look at that. I got this for a steal. I think Equigenera had a deal. It was like 40 bucks, but look at that. Very beautiful variegation. I just love it. Behind it, and you see right here, this is my Monstera Peru. Getting very full back there. And it's starting to really trail. I'm gonna have to probably put it up on some kind of pole. You see that, guys? I just gotta kind of like, but look at the size of these leaves. And I just see that if I put it on a pole, it probably will stay nice and large and full. Down here, you guys, this right here, this is just a group of propagations that I have. I cut up my jade pothos and put a whole lot of cuttings in here, and I got it like in this my own individual ecosystem here, and it's just in my rooting hormone with some sphagnum moss, and I'm just keeping it right here until it actually root. Right here is my beautiful small version of my pink princess that was gifted by a friend. I'm really trying to promote growth from it. Some of the lower leaves have turned yellow, but that's to be expected a little bit when you have a juvenile form. But just look at that beautiful color. Looks more white than pink though, so I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna wait and see exactly what this plant will do. Over here, you guys, is my Calathea orbifolia. This thing looks kind of sad, you guys. I got like the crispiness of this one leaf, and then I have this beautiful leaf right here, but magically I do have new growth. I don't know if you can see. As you can see right here, I do have new growth coming up right here. So it is liking this area. It's just that I lost a lot of leaves. I didn't have a very mature form of it anyway. That's why I got the other one, you guys, that y'all may have already seen in my sunroom. Now over here, this is another propagation of the jade. I did a lot of cuttings, the same thing that I just showed you guys. Right here is another propagation of one of my philodendrons. I'm gonna show you the mother plant. I think it's the angulostatum. Can't remember how to pronounce the word, but this is one of the cuttings, and we're gonna see the mother plant of this in the dining room shortly. This right here, I am so glad I have this plant. Such a beautiful plant. Oh, what is it? This plant is a like a starfish type of aloe, and I can't remember the exact name, you guys, but the reason why I got it is because of if you take a look, you can see some of the colors where it's like a yellow, and hopefully it'll pick up and you can actually see the orange. I'm not sure, but it's very beautiful. I have it in very coarse soil, and of course I have it in this pot. If y'all watch me with my repotting chat, one of the pots that I kind of designed a little bit. I like the style of it. It looks pretty cool. Now my last plant over here is another philodendron. This is my Pariso Verde, which is very beautiful. This is the new leaf that it's given me. It's not as big as the other leaf. So I'm just gonna leave it right here because it is getting some bright indirect light from my CNC light. So I'm hoping that the artificial lighting will help bring out some of the variegation, but I still love the plant nonetheless. Okay, so over here I have in the corner of my dining room here, this is my beautiful Syngonium frosted heart. And the leaves are getting small right here, but it's okay. I really love the way that it has that sprinkle of silverness. It really does give it like a frosted look to it. My goal, I'm hoping that I'll be able to have it actually trail, and I wanted to have it come up along this wall here. But we'll see. I have it in like a self-watering pot because one thing about Syngoniums, they do not like to dry out. Over here, you guys, is my beautiful wall face art that I put one of my Pothos Mandula in, and so far so good. This plant has been loving it in this pot. I made sure that I put it in a much coarser soil this time so that I won't lose this plant, but I really think that the speckling on the leaves really play off very well with the black structure of the face along with the splash of color that's in the face. A very beautiful piece. Down here, you guys, this plant right here is my painted lady philodendron, although it doesn't look very painted right now because it's not getting adequate lighting. I know that if I was to move it into a better light situation, that the speckling of the beautiful colors that painted ladies are known to have, it would start to develop. But nonetheless, you guys, it is still growing, and I can't be happier have it on this moss pole that I designed. And this right here, you guys, I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's something that I'm trying out, I'm testing it out. And if it seems to be very beneficial for you guys, I will share, but I need to test out my theory first. Now, moving over here, you guys, is my beautiful golden goddess philodendron. And as you can see, it is very full, very luscious, like a total of 4 plants in this pot. But it's getting some dampened light from my CNC light, and it is just constantly growing. Look at that new growth right here. And pretty soon, you guys, if it keeps it up, I'll probably have to add another addition to this moss pole, but I love it very, very much. One of my favorite plants. Up here is my what is this? This is Pothos, my marble queen. I couldn't even think of it. Look at this, you guys. This plant I actually had sitting on top of my refrigerator, and it was getting some light, but not bright enough for it to actually bring out the variegation. So now that I have it in here in this self-watering pot where it's getting some nice light from my CNC light, I've noticed that some of the variegation is trying to make a comeback. This is pretty cool, you guys, but even if it doesn't come back and give me that beautiful whiteness, I do love the way that it looks. I mean, it's just very beautiful. And I think I really do like the look, the way that it is coming along with some of the green. So, I don't know. I like it right here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Over here, you guys, I have this beautiful Jade Scindapsus, one of my beautiful, lovely plants that I love so much. Look how long it is, you guys. This thing is already at the midway of my chest. So it's got to be at least a good 3 feet on this, and it's just so beautiful and full, and I love it. Over here is my beautiful mandarin orange spider plant. Never disappointment. I never have disappointment with this plant, you guys. As you can see, the creamy, what's that, orange color with that nice, beautiful green foliage. I love this plant ever so much. Down here, you guys, is just a cutting of my skindapsus. I keep calling all these plants skindapsus. It must be on my mind. But this is actually my Peperomia scandens. There's a cutting off the mother plant that was in the bedroom. Okay, guys, so down here at the bottom is my Florida green. As you can see, she is loving the Sancy light. She has been rewarding me with one new leaf after another. I'm gonna have to move it pretty soon if it keeps getting any taller. Over here is also my Monstera Stanleyana, I believe. It's one of my new plants, but it has given me 2 new leaves since I've gotten it. Look at the variegation on this plant, you guys. Very beautiful, man. If you don't have one, I recommend that you get one as soon as you can. Up here, let's see if I can pull it out of this corner for you guys, because it is hiding. It's like, peekaboo, I see you. But okay, you've seen this earlier. I showed it to you on a video that I did. And this is my Philodendron mame. Very beautiful. One of you guys said get it off of the moss pole. I probably will sometime. I just don't know. It's more about space for me right now. So I don't know if I can actually put it in a planter where it's going to do the crawl like it's supposed to. But it is giving me new growth here. And look, guys, there's actually a little leaf trying to emerge out of here already, but loves the Sancy light. And these are just propagations that I kind of put back in the soil. So hopefully it'll take off and maybe it'll get a little fuller. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, you guys, right here is the mother plant that I was telling you about. It is my Philodendron anglustatum, I believe. And look at the leaves. Look at the beauty of this plant. I propagated it and it is still making a comeback. It is just coming and growing and growing and growing. And I really love this plant. It's very underrated. I don't really hear too many people talking about this plant, but I love it nonetheless. So over here we have our money tree. It's growing, but it's giving me small leaves. I know these leaves will get a little bit bigger. I like it. I can't wait for it to actually get a little bit taller. But we'll see over time. Down here, you guys, is my Philodendron Tahiti. One of the new plants I just showed you guys is loving life down here in the corner. And beside it on the floor right there, that's one of my Monstera Adansonii. One of the new plants that I got is acclimating to my home. Above it is my confetti Syngonium. I love it so much. It's given me 2 leaves so far since it's grown. But if you take a look, I just love that milkiness. I guess that's why they call it the milk confetti. It does give you a milky, like creamy color combination. Over here, you guys, is actually, I just have it in sphagnum moss, and this is my Rhaphidophora decursiva. As you can see, I guess I'm trying to develop some roots with this, and as you can see, it's curling, so I don't really know what's going on. The sphagnum moss is wet, but you know, it's one of those plants where I'm kind of like falling out of love with, and kind of just letting nature take its course. Up here is my beautiful Fatsia japonica. I just recently shared with you guys this new plant addition, and sadly showed you guys what happened to my original one. So now I have it in the same light situation, and trust me when I tell you guys, I'm definitely not moving this one at all. Up above it is my beautiful old school, this is my Skindapsus Pictus argyrius. I don't know, it's starting to act up. I think because the weather's changing, I'm not sure. Maybe I could be overwatering it a little bit because some of the leaves are turning yellow. So I know that we're in the fall season, you guys, so I need to probably pull back a little bit with my watering. But it's still a beautiful plant nonetheless. Right beside it, I have this beautiful Philodendron, neon Philodendron, or lemon lime Philodendron. I can't even really remember the common name of it. But look at that. I love this subtle color right here. Give me a very tropical vibe. I kind of like got stuck, lost for words when I looked at that leaf. But it's very beautiful. I have it trailing. And it was trailing long, you guys, and I did the same pin method. I stuck it on top to make it fuller, and it's still coming out and trailing, and I really love this plant. It's very easy care. I highly recommend a new plant parent out there. If you want a little spruce of color, this is definitely the plant to go. Now I'm gonna come down here to this array of stuff right here. Right here, this is another Philodendron. I can't remember the name, you guys, and let's see if I can. This is actually my Philodendron Rosa cataphyllum. I love this leaf. Look at that, you guys. The plant is gorgeous. Very underrated. Right here, I don't know what's going on with the crispiness because it really hasn't been that finicky when it comes to humidity, but something's going on. But the majority of the leaves are not like that. It's just these two, and then I have this new growth that just recently come in. Very beautiful plant. Underrated plant, by the way. Over here beside it, you guys, is actually another Philodendron. I showed you this. This is my Philodendron Saint Martinis, I believe. And who can deny this plant? Is a very beautiful plant with that arrowhead shape. Love it. Over here is actually my Philodendron ernestii. This is another plant that you don't really hear talked about that much, but it is a very beautiful plant. I just love the rigidness in its leaves. Very beautiful, and it's climbing along, and I have some new growth that's trying to emerge at the top up here, and I just have it sticking on this stake, so I really like it. It's very subtle. I think you could really add that to your collection. This plant, you guys, I'm gonna put it back down to show you exactly where I have it at. It's getting some light directly underneath my Sansi light. And this is my El Chaco Red Philodendron. I just recently showed this with you guys. It just had a little crispiness of the leaves right there. But then it's also providing me with the new growth right there. Very exciting. Now, let's start up here, you guys. Up here is my beautiful jade pothos. You can't go wrong with this beauty as well. As you can see, it's starting to, well, from here you can tell it's getting balled up at the top. So when the next growing season comes, I will probably chop it way back, you guys, and just repot it in there. I also showed you some propagations earlier in that corner table of mine. I do plan on, when it roots very well, I do plan on putting it back on top because I want to make this plant nice and full. Down here is just an array of things that I have, goodies for you guys, plant candy should I call it. But let's start with this very beautiful, this is my Philodendron gloriosum. I just love this leaf. It's very satiny. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's very satiny, like almost like the mican, so to speak. But it's just growing. I have it in this hydroponics. It's doing okay. I just love it so much. Down here is my little Hoya numericioides. Very beautiful plant. I love the daintiness of the leaves. I love the pot that I have it in. Very beautiful and stunning. Over here, I shared this with you with my Ecuador update. You guys, this is my Philodendron melanum chrysum that's pretty much taken a struggle. It's on the struggle bus, but we are trying to make a comeback, and we're going to come back strong, sending positive vibes to this plant. Hopefully you guys in the plant community say a prayer or two for this plant because she definitely needs it. Over here, you guys, I have some more. This is a propagation of my Philodendron lichens. It's growing well. I just showed y'all guys this too. This is the one that I was showing that's just recently trailing. Still beautiful plant as well. Over here, this is my string of nickels. I love the succulent looking leaves. It really does remind me of my beautiful peperomia hope. The flatness of the leaves. I love the subtle color of the dusty light color with a tinge of bluish green look. Very beautiful plant. Over here, you guys, that's hiding out is another little propagation. I kind of propagated some of the Scindapsus argyrius, and I just put, it was only, you know, this leaf is dead. I need to pull it out, but it was only 3 leaves, you guys, and so far look what it's given me so far. I just love these plants. I love Scindapsus a lot. I like to have them throughout my home, so that's another reason why I do like propagating them. They're very easy. Beside it is my beautiful Philodendron Birkin. This leaf right here has just started to unfold, and I have another growth point leaf trying to come out. If I had this sitting in a more brighter light situation, I do believe that the plant leaves would be bigger, but so far so good under my fancy light. It has maintained the beautiful strikingness of the color. A lot of people don't, I don't know, you guys, let me know if y'all have mixed feelings about this plant. A lot of people don't really, I don't think, like this plant, or they don't talk about it. It was like a fad and it came in hot and it left out cold, so to speak, but I love this plant nonetheless. This right here is my variegated, one of my variegated philodendrons that I can't, Epinoprimnum, variegated philodendron. I don't know. I'm stumbling over my words, guys. You probably know what this is. If y'all know the exact name, comment below and share with me. I love this plant nonetheless. Down below is actually another propagation of my heartleaf philodendron. Can't go wrong with that. Beside it is also another propagation that I have of my Monstera adansonii. This was from the mother plant that I told you guys that I was cutting because the leaves was getting a little small. I'm trying to promote bigger leaves on the mother plant, so I didn't want to throw them away, so I just kind of like propagated it right here. Now up here, you guys, is my beautiful fishtail, my Hoya pollinera. I love this plant, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't wait until I get a full pot of this. I'm so excited. I know we're in a dormancy period, so I don't really expect it to do too much growing now, but I just can't wait for the next growing season to see what this plant will be giving me. Now this plant right here, this is my Monstera subpinnata, I believe. Guys, if y'all can let me know exactly what's going on with this. It gave out just this leaf right here. This leaf right here. After that, it just gave me all of this daggone trail. Now, I gotta ask you guys, should I cut this? Or is it gonna do like a Hoya and just magically start popping out leaves? I really don't know. If anybody have any ideas of what I should do with this, just let me know. I just been kind of like wrapping it around here because I don't know. But y'all let me know. This is my Silver Bay Aglaonema. Another beautiful easygoing care plant if you want a spruce of color. This is definitely a way to go. Right here I have Sansevieria moonshine. Of course, you guys, you know this plant prefers to get that brighter light in order to maintain its color. So I got it sitting directly underneath my fancy light. And so far so good. It's giving me that beautiful silvery color right here. At some point I had it in a lower light situation, and these leaves kind of like got a little darker. As you can see the comparison between the two. But I love this plant. Down below here in this corner, down here, let me see if I can get it, you guys, and bring it up. Okay, I believe this is my juvenile form of my Philodendron Rojo Congo, I believe. It hasn't been, it's very small plant. Look at that, this is, you just pull that off. Very small plant, very juvenile, and I like it for the corner that I have it in. Okay, down here is my beautiful aglaonema. I guess that's the white Dalmatian, I believe. I don't know. Hopefully it is. But look at I love the green and the white, the way that it plays on the colors. Very beautiful, very easy care. This is another plant I would recommend if you want a splash of color, but you want an easy care plant as well. Beside it, you guys, is my original sad looking, now disturbed Fatsia japonica. May she rest in peace, as I do believe she's going to dwindle out, but I still have hope for her, and I'm hoping that she'll make a comeback. We'll see. This right here, you guys, I did a OG plant video, and I forgot to share this one. This is one of my original money trees. I had it a very small specimen, and it's still like an average size specimen, which is fine. At one point I was losing the leaves at the bottom, but I realized at that point in the beginning phases of my plant journey that this plant needed a little bit more light than what I was giving it. And ever since I moved it here, it's been doing fine, and it's giving out new leaves. I love it a lot. Over here is the mother plant of my beautiful silver sword Philodendron, you guys, and I showed you guys where I did the chop. I did the chop down here, and it's been giving me these leaves, which is crazy. I was hoping that when I chopped it, the new leaves would actually come out just as big, but to my surprise, it came out actually small. And this is the downside, you guys. Look at this. This was actually the new growth. I noticed this the other day. I just never pulled it off. I wanted to share it with you, and I think it must have been stuck, and it was trying to get out so hard till it snapped its own stem. So that's a bummer, because that one is going to eventually die off. But it is what it is. Over here, you guys, is my beautiful Syngonium. I think that's the Go-Glow or Glow-Glow or whatever it is. But it was a plant that was gifted from my husband. A very beautiful plant. I love it. Look at the variegation, you guys. Stunning. Now over here I have another Syngonium that I need to share. This is just, I think, just the pink Syngonium. And boy, oh boy, look how full it is. I may have to wind up putting it on some kind of stake. But look at the size of the leaves, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, if you're not like a flower person or something like this, but you do like some kind of other color outside of just the white and cream, this would definitely be a plant to get, you guys. It's just so easy care. I just love the two-sided. I love the fact that it has the green and then the pink. Very beautiful plant. Up here, you guys, is my Pothos Pearl and Jade. You see all the leaves, or I think leaves fell, or they turned yellow or something. So what I'm going to do, since after this stem starts all this growth right here, I'm actually going to chop it all the way back, you guys, and I'm going to propagate all of this. This was just like an overwatering type of situation on my part. But you guys, I want to share a little quick tip too, to let you know that your plant is getting adequate lighting. You see the nodes right here and the inner nodes are kind of short. That's an indicator that it's getting good light. When the internodes are long, let's say this leaf wasn't right here, and you actually had an internode here and an internode here, that's an indicator that your plant needs a little bit more light. It's actually stretching and reaching for the light. So that's a good fun fact to keep in mind when you're caring for your plant babies. Okay, right here I just have my little area of plants, and let's see, this is my Sinanthe, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I just love this plant. You guys, I give this plant 24 hours sitting tap water from out my tap. I've had this plant for at least now at this point 4, maybe 5 months, and knock on wood, I have not had any crispiness of the leaves. It still looks like the same way it did when I first brought it, and it is constantly rewarding me with new growth. It's sitting here, it's getting some bright light really from my Sansi light, and the key is to keep the topsoil moist. It will let you know when it needs some water, because the leaves will start curling actually inward like this. So if you see any of your prayer plants doing that, you know it's time to give it a drink. Down here is my beautiful, move this out of the way so you can see it a little bit more, is my beautiful white princess. I love it so much, and it just looks so good with this red cauldron like planter that I have it in, and it's getting, like I said, the bright light from my Sansi light, and it's maintaining its beautiful whiteness, and it's just been giving me all these little baby new growth shoots. So I just can't wait. This I expect high hopes for this plant right here. This one, you guys, I just shared with you in my recent Ecuagenera update. This is my this is a Philodendron. Which one is it? That's why I keep these tags, you guys. My Plowmanii. I'm excited about it. I'm glad it's making a comeback. And there's some growth coming out right here, so I'm anticipating another leaf to come out. It is a plant that crawls across, so you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do later on, but we'll see. Down here, you guys, that I have just trailing down, because this is what the plant loves to do. It is my Carpolis. I can't think of the name, you guys. I may have to actually put the name of this plant on the screen for you, but it's a very beautiful plant, you guys, and I've actually just shared this plant with you guys on my Curiosity Grew to Plant segment. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out and get some more in-depth details about this beauty, please check that video out. I think it'll be beneficial to everyone who loves succulents. Now over here I have my beautiful ever-growing Cardi Road Syngonium. And who can deny this, you guys? Look at that. Stunning leaves. Oh, so beautiful. And then that back. Recently shared this with you with my spooky plant vibe from the Halloween version. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, even though I know the season has come and gone. But up here, you guys, I'm just going to show you these that I have on top of my rack. Let's start right here. I think this is the berry Syngonium. As you can see, it's giving me all these new little growth points. It just hasn't unfurled yet. I know that the leaves would probably be way bigger if I was able to give it a little bit more light, but I like it sitting up here. It's cool, it's funky. This right here is my Calathea Burrow Marks, who's seen better days. She's been showing her behind. Let me just bring it down for you guys. Let me show you this. It's seen better days. This plant is fussy. It got crispiness in the leaves. I was going to take it in my sunroom, but honestly, you guys, you know, I'm just going to leave it out here because that's where I really want it to be, honestly. If the leaves crisp up, I guess they're just going to have to crisp up. I've been trying to maintain the water. This is very thirsty plant. I may have to actually change the soil because I never changed the soil when I brought this plant. It's in more of a coarser soil, so it's draining a little bit faster, whereas you probably need a more denser soil with a little bit less perlite so they can stay moist a little bit longer. But I don't know, I'll see. This plant right here, beside it, you guys, is one of my plants that I'm not loving too much. It's my Tradescantia zebrina. I got this plant, it was a very small specimen, but you know, it's one of those plants where you kind of like fell out of love, and when you fall out of love, you fall out of care. And I have not really been giving this plant the care that it deserves. So I don't know. I may need to, it's getting leggy and just downright just raggedy looking, and I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all have a zebrina, you guys. I know it probably takes a lot of work making it full, and my biggest flaw with this plant is I probably should have got a large specimen to begin with, but I did not. I had a very cutting of it, and anyway, on to the next. This one is my baby emerald red Philodendron. No, I take that back. Not emerald red. It's the Macaulay finale. This is also one of my oldest plants too that has not been giving me that much growth, and that's because I have it in a very low light situation, and I'm okay with that. I still like the way that it looks. I like the fact that it comes in with a different color and turns a little darker. So I'm not really too disappointed with this plant. It's giving me what I'm giving it, which is very little, but it's okay. Down here is my Anthurium Big Red Bird. This thing is never disappointing me. I still have it in my freezer bag with the pumice, you guys. It's loving it, you know, and I don't think I'm going to change the potting medium because of the way that it's growing. I'm scared that if I did change it, it'd probably shock it. Who knows? We'll see. This plant right here is one of the new plants to my collection that I just recently shared with you guys. I'm so glad to have it part of my collection, and this is my variegated version of the cast iron plant. As you can see, very beautiful plant, very stunning. I love the variegation. It just cannot be beat. And let's move over here towards this table. As you can see right here, I have another money tree plant right here, UFO plant, if you may. And I had it, guys, this was the plant that was really giving me problems. And when I had to take it out of the soil, and I'm glad I did, because the root system was wacky. It was not strong at all. So what I did is I've actually put it in just sphagnum, and I've been just keeping it nice and moist, so to speak. Ever since I did that, it's been perking back up. And I really love this plant. It's very beautiful. I love the structure of it. It's a different type of vibe that it gives you. And it really is a conversation piece, in my personal opinion. I don't know. Let me know. Over here beside it is my beautiful ever-growing, what is this? Oh, I lost the words, but haha. Guys, that's why I keep the tags. Oh, this is my Pilea. And I should be ashamed of myself that I even forgot this name, considering the coral one. I'm always talking to you guys about it. But this is my just Pilea grandifolia. Very beautiful plant. I love the light green in it. But I'm going to show you these right here where you see these dark marks. These dark marks is just indication of leaves just drying out. This plant is a very thirsty plant. You guys, if you have this in your collection or plan on getting it, please make sure you are maintaining the watering of this plant. It does fuss a little bit. It will dry its leaves up very quickly and fall on you. Up here, you guys, is another one of my beautiful Philodendron micans. What more can I say other than the subtle beauty that you see before you? Right below it, this is my Spathiphyllum silver streak. This plant, from what I can gather so far in the short time that I had it, is this plant is not forgiving with a miswater. The lower leaves will crisp up on you. You will know that it needs a good drink, you guys, because it will significantly droop down like this. But if you do give it a water and you catch it in time, it will not crisp up with you. It will just bounce right back. I love it. Over here, this right here, I believe is my Sparkling Sarah Aglaonema. I just love it because of the creaminess of the white cream, and then the subtlety of the pink that's in some of the leaves, and then some leaves is just being overtaken by the pink. I think it's very beautiful. It pairs well with this maroon color pot that I have it in. Over here, you guys, it's just real quick my propagation of my Cebu Blue pothos. This is the, I think the trail, no, I'm sorry, I did a cutting a few months before, and it's been taking because it's actually starting to trail now. So it's almost time for me to take this dome off and let it breathe a bit. Beside it, you guys, is my chocolate, my Aglaonema chocolate. I really wish I had a bigger specimen of this plant, you guys, but I can't find one at a bigger price, well, a bigger size for a small price. They're pretty expensive now. I don't know why, but very beautiful plant. Love it. Down below, this is another Aglaonema. I'm not quite sure the particular variety, but it's a darker pink form. Not quite sure, but I love it. Down here on the left is my beautiful Aglaonema Golden Madonna. And I just love the subtleness of the white stem matching with the crisp green, and the subtletyness of the cream color that's going in between the leaves. Very beautiful plant. Down beside it is my Philodendron emerald, lemon lime Philodendron, which I don't know, I lost every last leaf on it except for the leaf you guys see. And then to add insult to injury, you guys had a nerve to do a little new shoot right there in the middle. So I don't know what it's telling me, whether or not if it likes it or what. But I'm just going with the flow of the plant, and it's okay. It's my beautiful Raven ZZ. Never miss a beat. sit in a corner and forget it. It's getting light from my Sansi light. It tends to love it, doesn't have a problem. Right in front of it is another Sansevieria. Not too up on the actual variety name types of my snake plants. I just get it for the subtleness of the colors. If you know what the name of this one particular variety is, please let me know. Same goes with this snake plant right here. And you know what I've learned too, I may have to move this because you see this bending right here. So I believe from me learning, this is an indication of it wanting more light, and so it's kind of bending to reach for the light. But it's still alive, so you know, until I find a brighter spot, right now is where it's going to stay. In front of it is my beautiful Scindapsus silverian. Keep in mind, you guys, you know that it's a silverian when you see all that beautiful silver on its tips. And it's very beautiful matte color finish. And look at this one. This one is just no sparkle at all, but I just love it. Kind of remind me of my jade Scindapsus. Over here is my Ecuagenera trying to rescue it. This is my Paldiforme, I believe, Anthurium. And you know, you guys, if you watched that video, you saw what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create its own humidity, so to speak. Hopefully it'll stimulate some new growth to come out. I don't know. I'll just, you know, I'm just playing along just to see what works. Beside it here is my Pyalea friendship plant. Very beautiful plant. It's in a self-watering pot. Believe it or not, the self-watering pot for this plant, you guys, works very well because this plant is not very forgiving either when it goes dry. But I just fill up the bottom of this, and it has with the wick and grill, and it loves it. So it's giving me all this new growth. So I'm very excited, and I just love the texture of the leaves. Beautiful. Over here, I think it's another berry Syngonium. As you can see, the difference from the one that I just showed you, this one is getting way more light than the other one, and because of that, it's rewarding me with tons and tons of new growth. Look at this leaf right here that's just about to unfurl, and the leaf size is just it's a beautiful plant, you guys. Don't sleep on the Syngoniums. Don't sleep on them at all. Right here is my ever-loving, beautiful Burl Marks. This plant is very stunning, you guys, and look at all the growth points. Tell you the truth, this plant really never skips a beat. I can't tell whether or not the seasons change when looking at this plant, because this plant is constantly growing all the time throughout all 4 of the seasons. Love it very much. And I just want to show you guys this right here. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know what was going on with this. It's the only leaf that's like that. I was like, okay, is it trying to get variegated on me all of a sudden? Like, whoa. But I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. Up here, you guys, is my beautiful, and I probably need to give it water because the leaves is crispy. And the leaves feel a little soft, so I may have to give it a drink when I finish this video. But this is my variegated Peperomia scandens. And I just really love it. I love the way it looks like right here on this thing that I created. It blends well with the artwork that I have on the wall right here. A very beautiful statement piece, I think. Very easy care. If it stayed like this, I would be happy. I mean, it'd be nicer if it got like really full and covered this area of the wall, but I'm really satisfied with the way that it looks like this. Okay, so now we're in our kitchen, and I just have 2 plants over here I want to share with you guys sitting on my counter. This is, of course, the classical heartleaf Philodendron, the one that I said that I found at Family Dollar for $5, you guys. $4.99. Am I out of my mind? Clearly, I am. I brought it though. It's very beautiful, and I don't know, it's starting to trail already, and it's not getting that much light, which is another reason why I recommend philodendrons to any new plant parent. Over here was my failing, dying group of aglaonemas that just needed more water. And so, you know what, as they were failing, I said, okay, I'm not giving up on these babies. I decided to pot them all together, and I put them in this hydroponics. Ever since I did that, you guys, it's been a game changer for this plant, especially this right here, because this is the red Siam, and I've had this plant. This is the second time I had it. The first one died on me, and this one was dying, and magically, since I put it in there, this little bit that I was able to keep kind of survived. This is, I believe, the aglaonema frozen, and I can't remember the variety of this one, but I just love it. Look at it, guys. But it's been giving me new growth, so I really like the way that it's looking. in this planter, even though it's different varieties. I'm probably just going to leave it like that because I think if I was to try to take a chance to put it in the soil, it'll just continue dying on me. So yeah, it's my beautiful coffee plant. It's so stunning. But you see here, the leaves crisp up when you do not give it water. One of the things about this plant is I never changed it out of the soil since I brought this plant. This plant has been constantly growing, but this plant is in very coarse soil. More, I say more like bark is in this mix. So when I do up pot it, I'm going to change the soil out a little bit more so it can hold on to moisture a little bit longer. But anyway, let's move on because time is ticking. And if you can't see, you guys, I apologize because now it's starting to get dark outside. So please forgive me if it's a little dark. Right here, I just have an array of cactus. This one right here, be real careful. Dangerously beautiful, but these prickly things, serious, they will cut you sharp. Love the old man cactus going on right here, along with this cactus. I think all three pairs very well. This right here is propagation of my Monstera Peru, which is starting to finally trail. It only just had these 2 leaves. It's giving me that. I'm satisfied with it. And I got it in this little cute cup that I actually got from a thrift store, guys. I think this thing was like 75 cents. Very cute. Right beside it, you guys, is another Hoya of mine. It's a Hoya diptera, which it is really growing very stunningly. Since I've gotten it, it's grown this entire tendril right here. And it's starting to finally grow some leaves on it. I love this plant. Very thick, very gorgeous. This is my red margin peperomia red margin peperomia. I'm just gonna leave it as that. Very beautiful plant. It's getting kind of leggy. I don't know if I'll plan on cutting it or not. Beside it is another peperomia guinea. Strikingly beautiful. Oh man, I can't even say anything about this plant. It's so gorgeous. I'm just glad I have it as part of my collection. Down below, you guys, is my propagation of my peperomia ruby cascade. Look at this, you guys. This came from just 2 little round leaves, and now it's just starting to try to trail. Very beautiful, easy care. This is another peperomia rugoso, I believe. I moved it out of my sunroom and put it in here. Make sure it gets bright light. I don't water it that often. I usually let the soil and the feel of the leaves tell me. Over here is some more propagations of my Philodendron oxypense. Remember I told you guys my goal is to get the mother plant as big and as full as I possibly can. So once these root up very well, I will put it back into the mother plant. This is actually, beside it is cuttings, and I'm just straight growing it into water because I had it in soil and it was slowly dying. I took what I could save and I just put it in water, and this is the variegated version of Peperomia pixie, I believe. Variegated version, I believe. Up here, you guys, is my beautiful lipstick plant. It's supposed to be a variegated version. It's not getting the proper light that it needs, I guess, to maintain or pull out that variegation, but it has been given it enough light for it to be doing all of this beautiful growth. Because it wasn't even trailing, you guys, when I brought this plant. So very beautiful. I'm probably going to leave it there and not move it. Over here, you guys, is my beautiful devil's backbone. I did this in an unboxing or haul with you guys. I really love this plant. It pairs beautifully with the color of this pot. And this will let you know when it needs some water too, because the leaves will actually droop a little bit, and the leaves will also feel a little thinner. Down here is my beautiful propagation of my Hoya macrophylla, elbow variegata, I believe. But look, it's just this was a propagation from 2 leaves that has died already, and out of those 2 leaves from the mother plant that I have in my sunroom, it has given me all of these 6 leaves. Very beautiful. Right down here beside it is my Hoya crowniana black margin, or black something or another, but very beautiful plant. I'm so glad I got this plant. I'm hoping that I'll be able to maybe propagate and make a bigger pot size, but you know, I'll take it one step at a time. But I love this. This is my watermelon peperomia, you guys. This thing can be a difficult plant, fussy. I've lost some of the big leaves, but it's okay. It's been making a comeback with these beautiful small leaves. I've been making sure to try to maintain the watering for this. It does not like to dry out, so that's when it will really throw a fit. So just be mindful of the water when you do take care for this plant. Over here I have my beautiful jade crussula, jade plant. I love this plant. I know I won't be able to leave it in the window too long if it successfully grows, because this thing can really branch out and turn into like almost like a bonsai like tree formation. I'm excited to get it to that, but baby steps, you guys, and I'm proud of that. This is another cuttings of my Philodendron oxypipense, and then I have it mixed in with a cutting of my Hoya pubicalyx that I accidentally broke the stem off when I tried to put that plant on a trellis, and I just stuck it in water just to see if roots will grow, and roots have grown. So I'm gonna wait for it to be a stronger root system before I actually decide to pot that up. This right here is my raindrop. Let's see, peperomia. As you can see, very beautiful up at the top. Lost a lot of leaves at the bottom. I don't even know, you guys. Should I just leave it as is, or should I try to cut it and propagate it? I'm just scared to cut it. I think if I cut it, it would just shock it too much. And if I do decide to cut it, I may wait until the next growing season. Comment below, you guys, and let me know, what do y'all think I should do to, I guess, make it a fuller looking plant? But I love it nonetheless. Here, right here, you guys, my beautiful prayer plant, the red maranta. This thing, boy, I'm telling you, it's come a long way. You know, I've only started off with probably like really 3 leaves, and look how full it is. I mean, I got this beautiful big leaf that's unfurling right here. This right here will let you know, okay, this is an indicator of either I overwatered it. I'm leaning towards more overwatered, which is fine. I'll just rip that off, but it's giving me a lot of new growth. I have a growth point. I don't even know if the camera will pick it up, but I have a growth point like right here. And I have another growth point growing right here. Very beautiful plant. I'm so glad. Oh, and I just saw, you guys, I got one right here too. So this thing grows like crazy. So I'm trying to get it as full as possible. But it loves sitting here in my window in my kitchen. So, and this right here is another heart leaf. This is my, what is this? Neon. I can't even think. Guys, I'm getting... This video seems long. I'm kind of, you know what this plant is, you guys. I have one already in the dining room, and I'm getting a loss for it. But my lemon lime philodendron, there it goes. Oh, brain freeze is free. All right, now you guys, up here I have my golden pothos. It's starting to just finally trail and like make its way. I think it's coming a long way, you guys, because it was in a very like a 3-inch planter at the time when I brought it from like Lowe's or Home Depot for $3.98. So it's really starting to get full, and I do think when the next growing season it will be time for me to chop and prop it. Over here, you guys, this is another berry syngonium, I believe, or I don't know, it was like a 2-inch. This is the one that I had got for my terrarium, but I decided not to put it in a terrarium. And I just put it in this little thing right here, you guys. Look at this. I got it. It's magnetic, you guys. This is so neat. You won't believe. I got this at a thrift store, you guys. This was actually either 50 cents or $1 for one. So I got this one, and then I got this one. Amazing find, you guys, so please don't sleep on your thrift shops. This one right here is another propagation of my Hoya macrophylla albovariegata, and so far it's just maintained its 3 leaves. It is pushing out this tendril right here, so I know when the next growing season comes there should be leaves developing. And one last thing too before we wrap it up, you guys, I don't even know if you'll be able to see these, but these are something that I ordered from Amazon. I got inspired when I saw this, and they're magnetized as well. And so it's really designed for you to use small succulents, but I think I'm gonna put small, very small variety of a leaf or a plant and just have it growing out of here. I think it's very cute. It came in a set of 3, and I think it was like 18 or 20 bucks, I'm not sure. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about these, and as well as these are pretty too. Yeah. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for this fall 2022 houseplant tour. Please comment below, you guys. Let me know if you like this sort of thing. And also if I had any plants in my collection that you yourself have, or any of the plants that you may have seen that could be possibly on your wish list. Keep in mind, I'm communicating with you guys, so let's just keep the conversations going. And as always, you guys, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planting things, then definitely subscribe. You can give me big thumbs up, or you can give me a thumbs down. Whichever way you vote is up to you guys. I respect your opinion one way or another. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world, and until next time, guys, much love. See you later.